I think people are starting to realize how important nutrition actually is
Yes.
to the overall fitness. Like you can't just run and burn that like 4,000 calories if you're eating 5,000 calories every day. Like it's not gonna actually help you.
Yeah,
Nutrition.
it's
I mean,
support outside of the gym because you think about it, like you spend an hour, maybe 2 hours with a personal trainer, you still got like 23, 22 hours in your day that you may not know what you're doing. And so people, and that's what happens is that people give up on their trainers because they don't see any results. So if the trainers like educated themselves on nutrition and got certified to be able to write diets, they would have a greater rate of retention and keeping clients happy over time. Um, and so that's what I strive to do is to keep them happy and keep them progressive. So the retention rate is a little bit higher.
yeah, that makes sense. Do you think is there a time frame where people first sign on, and if they're eating 50% more calories than they used to, like you're not going to see the immediate results for a couple weeks or a month? Or is I'm sure it's different with every person, but
Yeah.
is there like as a point where you tell them I would expect to start seeing results after X amount of weeks or days if you stick to this? Or
I tell them like, I always lay out expectations when I first do my consults with my clients, and I say, okay, based off of what you're telling me, what you want to achieve, your current state of health, this is what you should expect. 1 month in, 2 and 3. I can say for certain that most of my clients lose weight at a rate of at least 1 pound a week, up to about 3 to 4 pounds a week, depending on how heavy they are when they start. So in 3 months, I've had a lot of people lose between like 20 and 40 pounds in a 3 month time period.
wow,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
they follow the plans.
yeah, and that's a lot. And I think I don't know if we're a victim to the social media world, the instant gratification world that we're in right now, but I've always, at least I've gone by the mantra of give yourself 8 weeks before you see consistent, like all your hard work will pay off, but it just takes time, and then you'll really notice it. Like I always give myself that 8 week mark. I don't know where I came up with that, but the 8 week mark is where I always came up with, like, just give yourself this amount of time, because I think people give up too soon. Like they want to lose 20 pounds in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Like you can do that, but it's probably not the most healthy way to do that.
correct. Yeah. I mean, it takes like, the saying, it's like it takes 21 days to make a habit. And I always make sure I tell my clients, pay attention to like how you feel, how you sleep, your energy levels, your digestion, your bowel movements, your period health. If you're, still ovulating and menstruating, these things are signs of improvement on the inside. And soon you're going to feel, your clothes feel a little bit looser, and then you're going to see the scale drop. And then over time in your photos, you're going to see yourself slimming down. So those are all important things to pay attention to. But one, big point that I want to drive home to people who are listening is that if you've spent your entire life eating and drinking the way you have been to get to where you are right now, don't expect to reverse that in 8 weeks or 12 weeks. It's not, we're not magicians. The best coaches and trainers don't work magic. Even the best plans take time. And you have to be patient with yourself, because you were patient with yourself getting to where you are right now, whether you realize it or not, you know?
Yeah, and now you got a wedding coming up, and you want this quick fix. You
Yeah.
know,
And
three months.
it's like that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Totally agree. So like, what's next for First Call Out Fitness? Do you set 1 year goals, 5 year, 10 year? I mean, you're 36. I'm 36. We're the same age. I mean,
Yeah.
is this what Jeff's doing the rest of his life?
I don't foresee myself being an online coach past the age of maybe 45. I do have plans of opening up a facility of my own, whether that is at my home or whether that is a standalone facility on its own. I don't know yet. And I would totally revolutionize I guess, the revenue structure or income streams that go into it. I don't know the specifics just yet, but I know the online presence will be larger than the actual brick and mortar facility.
What are you reading right now? I'm huge into books. I usually start. I use every day. I start with 30 minutes. What are you
Yeah.
reading? Like, what are you reading right now?
Currently reading a book called 10% Human. I'm looking at the book right now. It's by Alana Collin. And it is a book about gut health, about how there's so much bacteria in us that we are actually 10% of what we think is human. And the rest of us is all about bacteria that's communicating with each other and with our brain through our, intestinal systems. And that's what makes up our body, you know?
No kidding. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff. And there
Um,
was another book I was reading. It was a leadership book by John Maxwell. He's like one of the forefront thinkers of corporate leadership, and it's called "Developing the Leader Within You." So I read a little bit of stuff like that to help hone my management acumen in terms of managing different personalities on my team.
Rich Dad Poor Dad, I just finished. One book that I thought was really good was called The Compound Effect. It's just
Okay.
kind of what we talked about earlier. Doing consistent little things every single day, you're wondering, like, and I could imagine as you're starting like your own business at one point, you're wondering, like, is all of this work going to pay off? And then eventually, like, it does, and you just have to
Yeah.
stick with it. And it's the compound effect. And that was a really
Yep.
good read.